and they, as they proved last night against Aston Villa, aren't going to be lying down for anybody. So it's taking the positives and making sure that you keep doing those, and that kind of, if you want to talk about momentum or confidence, going into games saying, look, we can score in open play.
Yeah.
Even if it's 96th minute, we can do that, or we can score from set play. We are a dangerous team, and we are confident that we will get the result that we need. And again, I go on about Rio because we talked about him quite at length before the game, but Rio is in a position where he can affect games himself as well. Frimpong coming on and affecting the game. I mean, there's a lot of positives to take from where Liverpool are at the moment, and they need to carry that through, that positivity, to the end of the season, because there are still 3 big trophies to play for.
With the greatest respect, it was the most underwhelming run, 13-game run I think I've ever witnessed, and it was like, we're 13 unbeaten, how have we done that? And you know, you go over the games, and there was plenty of games where you think, how did we actually get anything from that? You know, we didn't really play anyone of great note where it was a statement win. You know, even Arsenal away, it was a great performance away, but we still didn't have a shot on target and we nicked the point. But then this now, you've said 6 and 7, I actually feel Newcastle, Sunderland, Brighton, they were real good performances where I'm like, yeah, they're statement wins then. They're really good performances, solid character, had a bit of everything in it. You're worthy of the 3 points, you own the game, you dictated the tempo, you created opportunities, you were all the good things that we talk about with Liverpool have been in this little run that we're on now. And yeah, it's really positive moving forward. Listen, last week was a one-off. You get them bad days at the office, and you'll get it. We'll have more before the end of the season. But we're moving in the right direction in a real strong way.
What is really moving in the right direction, as well, is set pieces. Not only defending them well, better, but goals as well from set pieces, David. The stats here, when the third goal went in today, in terms of relation to set pieces and corners today, meant Liverpool hit a run, 7 Premier League goals in a row from non-penalty set pieces. To put that into context, it's the longest ever run of any side in the history of the competition. Now, when you contrast that to the end of last year, the success or lack of success we were having from set pieces, it's been some turnaround in a really short amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to know what the manager and the coaching staff are doing, because perhaps prior to this this sort of extended run that Liverpool have had, scoring in open play is the only way you can score goals. Then teams can stop you from scoring goals, arguably. They just put up the deep block, and it becomes very, very difficult. So the set plays become even more important. And today, I mean, I always question what part the set play ends and what part open play starts, because quite often the ball gets cleared, second phase, third phase, or whatever. But there was a determination to get the ball back in, to get the shots in, to get the goals. And if you can do that, as I say, till the end of the season, then it could be a very good season.
I think what there's a stark contrast is that this season has a bit of a 90s throwback to it. You know, I kind of enjoyed it a little bit because, you know, managers they've changed things on the head, haven't they? They're going long, a lot more longer balls, set plays. You know, when we were playing, were a really important.
The Joey Gomez short long throw.
The short long throw hasn't been done since 1998. Joe does it. It's been like, you know, there's a lot of aspects that like I find relatable to when we played, and I've kind of enjoyed the rawness of it a little bit. And I think, you know, when you look at the numbers, they're there to back that up. You know, on set plays, you know, Arsenal did it last season. They've been doing it again. But you look at Brentford and, you know, other teams in the division. They really, really emphasise work on set plays and get rewarded for it. And you know, it's probably not one of Liverpool's strong points, because we do score a lot of goals from open play, but it's maybe something we don't do, and then all of a sudden you're not scoring but everyone else is, and the gap just gets bigger, and everyone goes, Liverpool are rubbish at set plays. Where had it been a normal season, we probably would be closer in numbers and it wouldn't look that bad. But Jamie was right, maybe someone has stood up and gone, hey, let's do this, let's do that, let's change this, let's change that. Oh look, we've got 4 goals today from corners. So I don't know, it just comes in trends, doesn't it, these things. I wouldn't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it. It's all going quite well.
Okay.
But there we go. Right,
well, we're
going to hear from the boss now. This is a man who might know a little bit about set pieces. Peter McDowell is with him in the tunnel. Peter.
Well, boss, a happy man. Raced into that early lead, 5 goals. What's your take on today?
Yeah, happy, because in football it's all about results, and And that's what we had today. I don't think it was the best performance of the season. It was a good, okay to good performance, but not our best. But the big difference is then when we had better performances, we conceded set pieces. And today we scored 3, conceded 1 as well. But scoring 3 set pieces, then it's hardly impossible to lose a game of football.
I think it's 6 now. I was looking at the stats before. Last 6 Premier League goals have come from non-penalty set plays. That's the longest run of that kind of form in Premier League history for Liverpool.
Yeah. Who would have expected that after the first 6 or 7 months? If you would have bet on that, then you would have been a very, very, very rich man now. Because we've been really poor in the first 7 or 8 months. I think there was a certain moment when we were 23 goals behind Arsenal. That included penalties, by the way. But that is getting back a little bit more back to normal now. With us scoring today 3, conceded 1 also. Could have scored 4 because from the long throw in Cody had a big chance. But we also knew that how things went in the first half of the season weren't realistic, because one of their first and big chances was a set piece. That would have gone in the first 6 or 7 months, 100% sure. And today they missed, and those are the margins sometimes in football as well, where people now are probably much more positive than they were in the phase when we conceded those goals.
And they are the margins in Premier League. I mean, West Ham never lie down, do they? No. And they were a danger right the way throughout the game.
Yeah, but that's what you know, in the final stages of the season everybody's fighting for something and no one ever gives up. Also because this Premier League has shown that comebacks are possible in general, but definitely also against us this season. So yeah. They tried to come back. I don't think they were ever close to closing the gap to 1 goal, but you could feel it in the ground that there was some nervousness around the place because of what happened to us this season, that so many times we gave away a comfortable lead. 3
on the bounce though, Premier League wins and back in the top 5. It feels like a significant week, doesn't it, for this team?
Yeah, but there are 9-10 weeks. I don't know exactly how long the season is still going to be, but maybe a little bit longer. Very important weeks to go, with a lot of games to be played in the Premier League, in the FA Cup, in the Champions League. So I'm happy that we are in a better place now than we were 3 or 4 months ago. I'm happy that players like Jeremy Frimpong and some others might come back. Not all of them, because some of them have long-term injuries. And that, of course, helps if you go into a program that we are going to face in the upcoming weeks.
Well done, boss.
Arne Slot will be satisfied with the vast majority of what he's seen here
Have
today.
A little drop of red tonight, mightn't he?
I think he might well do.
Rioja or something. Where's he from? Holland. What do they drink? Red wine, Holland.
Everyone drinks red wine, surely.
Yeah, and 5-2, why not? He's allowed one tonight. Why not?
Absolutely. I'll go and tell him that you've given him permission to have a little tipple.
I'll send him a bottle.